Today we're going to be talking about the fiscalization in Belgium. It's interesting that in Belgium, fiscalization is mandatory only for one type of the retail industry business, for HoReCa sector, and the fiscalization started back in 2016. What's important is that there's no specific requirements for the retail sector, that the type of fiscalization is combined hardware and software, and that the certification is something which is mandatory both for the fiscal devices and for the POS system. The law is obliged to follow in any business area where the restaurants or catering services are provided, and for all type of sales from the POS perspective, self-checkouts, and mobile sales. So all taxpayers who are providing on-premise restaurants or catering business are required to issue a fiscal receipt to the customer and to use the certified cash register systems. The obligation applies only to taxpayers whose turnover annually related to the relevant services in restaurants and catering business exceeds 25,000 euros. The law needs to be followed in, let's say, all places where HoReCa industry is present, so from the restaurants, fast foods, some food corners in museums, shopping malls, hotels, cafes, bars, even the temporary stands at the markets. What are the most important elements and requirements of the fiscalization system in Belgium is first the point of sale system, so certified cash register, and it's defined as a traditional electronic cash register or POS system. It must be certified in accordance to the rules specified by the Federal Public Service of Belgium. The second important element is the fiscal data module, so certified control module or black box. It's a hardware unit that saves every action which happens on the cash register. It must be certified, and what's important that it generates the date and times for the receipts and transactions. It's not connected to the internet, and what is important that it cannot be connected remotely. Third element is the VAT signing card, which together with the fiscal data module forms a control module which is permanently connected to the cash register. What is important for this element is that it records relevant transactions data as well as the staff rotation. This card is personalized for specific taxpayer and is being linked to its VAT ID number. It has unique number and unique certificate for generating a digital signature, and maximum one VAT signing card can be registered and linked to the VAT ID of the taxpayer. The card is issued free of charge from the tax authority upon the request of the taxpayers throughout a simple online application. So the data flow of the, let's say, sales in HoReCa sector and fiscalization in Belgium, it goes like that. The cash register, so the POS system, sends mandatory receipts information about the transactions to the fiscal data module. Then the fiscal data module generates time and date for the receipts and transmits it to the VAT signing card. After that, the VAT signing card generates digital signature and transmits the control data and receipt numbers to the fiscal data module. The fiscal data module stores the data into secured memory and sends it back to the cash register, so the POS, for the printing. All the relevant information and regarding the transactions data are stored in electronic journal or in a journal file for the POS system. What's important that there's no directly sending data to the tax authority, since the data are stored in the fiscal data memory, which isn't connected to the internet and it cannot be accessed remotely. This brings us to the tax authorities, so the tax inspections and audit can only be performed on-premise, so there's no any remote connection to the system, and ZET and X report must be supported by the cash register system. Regarding the receipts itself, receipts needed to be issued in the moment of sale, so after conducting it, and it has to be issued in the paper form. They are printed in the different language depending of the company's registered office location, so it can be in German, French, or in Dutch language. Type of documents that needs to be fiscalized and the cash register produces are the sales return training receipts, as well as the pro forma receipts, advance payment receipts. On the other hand, simplified receipts are optional. Reports like ZET report and X report are something that is mandatory for every fiscal user. So as in all systems where the fiscalization is mandatory, the penalties are also something which we cannot avoid. So most often the fines are issued for not having or not activating the cash register system, or for not issuing a receipt. What's important that in case of repeating offense, the penalties will be much higher. Penalties can be from 3,000 euros to 10,000 euros for the legal entities in case of not issuing receipts, not placing visibly notification about obligation of issuing and taking the receipts, for not informing the tax offices about changing or ending the business activity for which is obliged to calculate and pay the VAT. What's complex about the fiscal line in Belgium? First, we already have mentioned that it's affected only one part of the retail industry, so HoReCa sector. Language on the receipts, it's something that it's pretty much different than other countries. So the languages on the receipts is used depending of the location of registration of the company, so the language area is in which business is located. It doesn't matter what language the customer speaks, and can be in Dutch, French, or German. Certification is something which is mandatory both for the fiscal data module and for the cash register system, so POS system. And there's a strict deadlines where when you are in the process of the certification, and requirements for the technical check. In case of not meeting the requirements which are mandatory to be followed, there's possibly a refusal of the certification and a possibility of not being able to resubmit the application for at least 3 months after it. What's important is that certification is conducted both on the hardware and the software level, and tax authority is checking all functions, performance, storage capacities, and compliance with the technical requirements. On the other hand, when there is some issues with the system, so if there's some technical issue with the cash register system, retailer is obliged to issue a manual receipts with the predefined form for the receipts, which is authorized by the Minister of Finance. These receipts form must be kept within the store where the cash management system, cash register is install, and retailer has 7 days for informing the Ministry of Finance about the technical issue with the cash register system. In case you're having technical issue with the fiscal data module, the taxpayer must immediately notify the Ministry of Finance of such malfunction and request, let's say, fiscal data module replacement and deactivate it. The data stored in the fiscal data module needs to be kept for 7 years, and a faulty fiscal data module must be kept for a period of a month in order to allow the making of the copy. If you're having the issue with the third element, which is VAT signing card, the taxpayer must immediately notify the FPS finance of such malfunction and request a VAT signing card replacement and deactivated of the old one or fault one. The request is made via web portal of the FPS Finance. One of the complexities is also registration, so both manufacturers and distributors of the system needs to be registered separately, their cash register system and a fiscal data module. Also, on the other hand, the taxpayer must register certified register system and fiscal module that's being used for issuing a receipt. Registration need to happen, and the latest by the end of the second month from the date starting the business activity, and issuing receipts from the cash register system which is certified. And the different informations are needed in order for the registration, so VAT number, name, address, taxpayer, manufacturer number of the fiscal data module for the VAT signing card application. What's important at this moment is that there are some changes which are announced in the following period. There will definitely be upgrades of the fiscal data module, which will require at the end a new certification, upgrades to enable sending the data directly to the tax authority, which is at this moment not possible, and possible extension of the fiscalization scope to other parts of the retail activities except HoReCa sector. What's important that from 1st January 2025, all new operation of the cash register system will need to follow and use 2.0 system, and the transition of the let's say already no users of the and certified cash register system to modernized will take place gradually. We came to the point where I'm going to share with you how we can assist you. So we can definitely provide you full information about the fiscal requirements of the fiscalization system in Belgium. First, with a fiscal workshop where we're explaining complete overview of the legal requirements, detailed with procedures related to the audit, necessary reports, necessary registration, and providing processes for maintaining documentation. Also, we can provide you a full list of certified POS software solution and fiscal data modules companies and solutions which are already certified and registered. The second option can be fiscal portal, which is providing data on deadlines regarding changes in fiscalization requirements and updates. And also, in case you would like for your solution to be certified, we can assist you with international fiscalization certification management, where we are guiding you through the complete process of the fiscalization in a form of certification, communication with the certification body, checking document, and being there for you to assist you to pass the process the smoothest possible. Our recommendation definitely for the next steps is to get a fiscal workshop, so get all the legal information explained, and or subscribe to the fiscal portal.